dragging the bottom for oh so long, but I can feel that power running strong. It's in the air, I can feel it now. The dragon's walls are
Come on.
now, it's time to fly.
Oh, God, I hate Facebook. Hate Facebook. Hate them.
To the problems that's been dragging me down, so that we gonna rock and roll, sing from my soul.
I hate you, Facebook.
We did when the king wore a crown. This is a declaration, my resurrection.
I don't want to restore Messenger.
Windows down, and as we sing along for all the world to know, rock and roll will never die. You're gonna watch it fly. Been dragging the bottom and oh, it's wrong, but I can feel that power running strong.
Finally. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Unfriend Me Show. Sorry, didn't say hi until now. It's been absolutely insane. It's one of those days. Can I just listen? You don't care. Well, you don't have to care. But it's one of those days. Like, just one of those days. I'm sure you've had them. It's where nothing goes right. It's a negative day, and I'm letting you know I'm a little fragile. Just a little fragile. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. If you're gonna push some buttons tonight, I might crash out. I'm giving you a heads up. I'm letting you know the runway is short. We have no bandwidth. We have a cliff, and it's not a very, very far crescent to the bottom. Okay. So stay frosty, be conscientious, and good news and kind things today would definitely put me in a better mood. It's just one of those days. I'll just be honest. If it doesn't go well, I'm gonna leave. It's like I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna play Diablo or play some hockey and read a book and punch out. Just FYI. So let's see how it goes. We'll see. All right, get ready for a show.
Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's stuff.
Hey, Hogswins here. Check out our friend Matthew Spirit at his podcast, at The Dumb Show, and his website, don'tunfriendme.com. Yeah.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
We had like 75 people go to my personal profile last night and follow. You just know for a fact that Facebook is completely full of donkey crap. You know what I mean? 70. I think we had like 66 people on last night, and 75 went and followed me on Facebook, my personal profile. Give me a break. And considering that half of those people already follow me. They just lie. They're just as bad as the Democrats. They're just liars. If you've not had a chance, I have a blue check mark now. Yes, I'm very excited. Very, very excited. I've got a blue check mark. I might be a little dry tonight, a little sardonic. Just like I said, caveat emptor. But if you haven't had a chance, go over to Matthew Owen Spirit. That's the middle name. Now you know. And the interesting thing is, like, I haven't been on this page in 4 years. And this was back when 400 or 500 friends was huge. I mean, that was a big number. Now it's like twiddlywinks, but I think we're at 580, 570, something like that. So if you haven't had a chance, please go over to facebook.com/thedumbshowmatt, and that'll get you taken care of. Oh God, here we go. Mom's calling. What do you want? Hold on a second. Let me get the okay. All right. Who am I talking to?
Who do you think?
I don't know. You tell me. I have no idea who this is. Who are you?
It's Joseph.
I know it is. Joseph, what's going on, buddy?
Matt, I'm fucking with you.
I know it's Frank. No shit, dude. I know who you are. Like, you need to tell me that. But of course I'm going to say
then
it's
why
Joseph.
do you ask?
Because you have to tell people. It's not my job to tell your name. Hey, Matt, it's Nick. How are you? Hey, Matt, it's Joseph. How are you? Hey, Matt, it's Fred.
Hey, Matt,
how are you?
How are you?
Yeah. Hey, Matt, it's Kevin. How you doing? Right? So, call into his show like you've called in a million times before and be like, hey, it's Frank. Did you hear Joseph's call last night? It was interesting.
I did. It was hilarious.
God,
I was thinking everything that everybody else was thinking.
Yeah, well, I knew.
And I love the guy. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, so do I.
You know what?
So do I.
We all get hammered.
Sure.
We all call in.
Yeah.
It's always always a fucked up time, but it's always meant in the best. I don't know how to explain it. It's never meant to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I think his call last night was it was a classic.
Yeah, it's great. It's fine. I love it. It doesn't bother me. So, yeah. So go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I just heard you say earlier you're having a bad time, and I just wanted to call.
Shitty, horrible, bad day. Crappy suckhole of a day. Just, I don't think you've ever heard me be this black-pilled. Ever. Shitty.
No, I haven't.
Shitty,
I haven't.
Shit. Like, I am so negative today, I can't even begin to tell you. Like, I'm never like this. It's been 5 years. I've never been like this. But I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood.
Okay, Matt.
All right.
Let me tell you something.
Give it to me. Give me some words of it.
No. I've been in the same mood today.
Okay, so what is it?
So I felt it my duty to call in and lift you up a little bit and let you know that no matter how bad it is, that we out here love you and we are supportive and we stand behind you 100%.
I love that.
So
I love that.
No, I'm being honest with you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the truth. And everybody out here in the dumb nation feels the same way.
Oh, yeah. It's not about you guys.
When we hear you come on and say you're having a bad day, we all take that internally.
I'm sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I just wanted you to know you're loved.
Well, okay? Listen, it's not one of those bad days. it's just let's see. I'm trying to put it in perspective. The sun is a little less bright. The wine is a little less crisp. The air is a little more stale.
Talk it out.
The greens aren't as green as they usually are. It's just one of those days. It's just a shitty suckhole of a day. That's it. There's no depression.
What caused it?
I can't go into that. That's too personal.
Okay.
It's just one. It's just one of those things that it's just a shitty day. That's it. That's all it is. It's just a shitty day. And I've learned that it doesn't matter if it's a death. It doesn't matter if it's you get some bad news on money. It doesn't matter whether you get in an argument. It doesn't matter whether you lose a friend. It's all just relative levels of suck. You know what I mean? And today's level of suck just sucks more than it usually does. I'm not in a funk. I don't get into funks. You guys have known me for 5 years. I have never come on the show like this ever, and that gives me some carte blanche. It gives me a little bit of by your leave, I'm sure, because if it's one of those days, and I usually just muscle through, and it's just one of those days. It's just a shitty day, and every single person who I know who considers themselves to be a person that doesn't quit or doesn't give up, they have these shitty days, and instead of dwelling on the what it was, they just take it and process it and then just get rid of it, and I'll be fine in 15 minutes. But today it sucked. That's it.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I'm trying to do for you what you have done for so many people on this show. When they're having a bad day and they call in, and you try to talk them down, and get them to understand that shit's not as bad as you think it is. I wanted to be that person for you.
I love you for it. I love, isn't that amazing? Like this is like a clinic in psychosis. I am incapable of accepting other people's help. I am incapable.
I know.
I have always been incapable. And I'm horrible at it. And it makes me uncomfortable. And it scares me because levity, which is, laughing and exuberance and humor, psychopaths actually feel physical pain when people are happy around them, And I'm like, okay, so if I can't accept help, does that put me, no, it doesn't put me in the psychopath, but it could put me in a narcissistic category. It could put me in a person who's completely antisocial to a point of detriment. And I've thought about all of that, and it's not that. What it is I enjoy being in that role so much that you just talked about that I almost force myself to get out of it and not focus on being frustrated or upset because the feeling of how awkward that feels puts me in a better mood so I can get out of it and nobody can help me. It's weird. It's weird shit. Psychologically, I'm a study. Somebody should put me under a microscope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should all be under a microscope.
Yeah.
We all go through that. And trust me, I've been more that way in the past month, ever since I turned 74. It's been like a downhill slide for me, and it's been hard to come out of.
Yeah.
But when I heard you tonight, I was like, God damn, man, I got to do something to lift him back up. You are always there for us.
Yeah.
But sometimes we need to be there for you. You're as human as anybody is. And I don't think people understand that. We all look up to you and admire you for your knowledge and the ideas that you set out to us. And I know you make me a stronger and smarter person. I will admit that right off the bat. Why I love you. I learned so much from you. But sometimes I feel like you need to be given back some of this because I don't think you get enough of that. I think you get the trolls and the assholes that are out there that want to drag you down and they're jealous. Fuck them. I know you know that. I totally understand that. But dude, you are loved and you are appreciated. And we all out here that listen to you feel the same way, and I just think you need to know that.
Well,
right?
I appreciate it. And listen, and I will tell you, I greatly appreciate it more than you know. And you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. It's just been a shitty week and a half. And I hate drama. Can't stand it. And like I argue with the best of them, but I'll be honest, when I was in customer service, the last thing Olivia would be like, "Do you want to go shopping?" I'm like, "What? No. The last place I want to be is in a retail location. That's what I do 60, 70 hours a week. No, I don't want to go shopping." Yeah, oh, fine, I'll go by myself. Oh, forget it. Let's go and get in the car and go. But the last thing, and in the military, the last thing I want to do is watch the news or go over a debrief or read message traffic or intel reports. I just want to get out and drink and get shit-faced. And the last thing I want to do with this show is on my weekends is deal with drama that has to do with the show. I can't, I just, when the outside world comes into the show, like I love our little bubble. I think our bubble's great. But when the outside world penetrates that bubble and real world shit enters and people's jealousy and envy and sloth and all of the seven deadly kick into the show, that's when I just can't stand it. Like I want to, it's like high school all over again. So it's just been a shitty day. That's it. So I'm trying to, keep it at arm's length, but I think I'm doing okay. I think your call helped. Nothing like trying to give me a little assistance to have me run away from it with arms flailing and go back into the good mood spot. So I appreciate you doing that.
Well, bud, all you got to do is understand that the trolls that come in and try to drag you down is exactly what that is.
They lift me up, right? The trolls lift me. They don't drag me down.
Oh, what? I know.
Okay,
I know.
Because I love them. I love them.
You hammered.
You what?
I said you hammered them. You put them in their place. You let them know. I think you thrive on that.
I think I don't like bullies.
None of us do.
Yeah. I'm not a big bully fan. Annie just made a good, but she's like, well, first of all, Karen says, "Did you get your dose of sunshine, exercise, fresh air, unplug from the interweb? Go sit by a river and leave your phone at home, maybe fish for a bit." I mean, these are all great, wonderful tidbits. Listen, I got my pity trip. I feel better. I'm going to give it to Frank. Frank's gets the call of the night. And we'll move on from here.
All right, dude.
Love you.
Have
buddy.
a great rest of the evening.
Yeah, you
I
too.
hope everybody contributes to the show. I know I try to do as much as I can, but give us a thumbs up. Do whatever you can to get this show in a positive place.
Yep.
More positive than it is right now. And you're the best, Matthew.
Appreciate you, buddy. Love you too, man. You are the best. Thank you, Frankie. We'll talk to you soon. Loretta says, "Matt, do you want good news? I made a purchase on the Dumb Store. I saw it earlier. And you bought the Dumb Nation Skull Flag shirt. It's actually a cool looking shirt. I'm glad you did. Thank you. Welcome to the Donut Friendly Show." So just to get a little inside baseball here. So about 10 minutes from the show was going to start, I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going on. I'm just not going to do it." And it was so funny because even when I tell myself, "No, I'm not going to," I still know I'm going to go on, So I was still doing the work, but there are times that this it just gets, it's a heavy burden. It really is. And it's hard to constantly just not make progress and not see us do good things. And people are so inconsistent. And I just, it's hard for me to understand the 4 years that Donald Trump was out of office. I was a critic, and I had every right to be a critic. I thought that if he would have handled COVID a little bit differently, a little less smug, a little bit more compassion, a little less vaccine, and a little more let's take it slow. And specifically the gloating part is what got me. And I wasn't a big fan of what happened with J6, and I certainly wasn't a big fan of what happened afterward. And although I don't blame Donald Trump for J6 specifically, J6 happened because of Donald Trump. I mean, we can say that, right? Donald Trump didn't say, "Hey, go out and storm the Capitol," he didn't say that. But his election denial and him doing it from the pulpit and rallying people up and getting them fired up and constantly talking about the big steal, that if he wouldn't have done that, then J6 wouldn't have happened. We all know this. And whether you agree with it or disagree with it, doesn't matter. I don't agree with it. I don't think you should revolt against your government unless you plan on dying by a firing squad or winning. And they didn't plan on either. I think the 100 to 110 people who were there to really cause harm were a bunch of knucklehead idiots and probably should still be in jail. I think the other 99% of the people who were involved should have received nothing other than maybe trespassing and a misdemeanor and let them go. But it's neither here nor there. But I was a critic of that. I was a critic of the stolen election comments. And I always tried to remain balanced, but I always tried to guide from afar and say, Trump needs to shift. He needs to downshift out of this rhetoric, which essentially demotivates people from voting, because you're going to have to win again. And the only way you can do that is by encouraging people to vote, not telling them it's useless. And the moment that Donald Trump lost, or whatever you want to believe, the first thing I said was, we have a runoff election for the Senate, and it's gonna give up the Senate if we don't focus on it. And we cannot be talking about stolen election right now. We've got to focus on getting these two Republicans elected in this runoff. And what happened? Well, it throttled our turnout. Republicans they showed up in the primary, but they didn't show up in the runoff. We had about a 10-11% attrition on that. And we lost 2 seats, and then the Democrats got the Senate. That's what happened. So the entire time, though, I'm like, Donald Trump, stop selling NFT trading cards, stop doing the golden sneakers, and just run like you did in 2016. And the moment that he hired Lewandowski back, everything changed. His campaign changed. He went to the center on abortion, which he should have done. That's definitely something you do in the general election. You have to. And I told people that. I said, well, what happens when Trump goes to the center on abortion? And he needs to. And everyone's like, he can't do that. He shouldn't do that. Why would he do that? Blah, 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 blah. And everyone read the riot act. And then when Trump did it, they're like, oh, this is genius. Hi, caller. Where are you calling from? Hello? Had a call from... Oh, there it is. Somebody from Wisconsin. Hi, Wisconsin. Who are we talking to? Keeps hanging up. Try it again. Try one more time. We'll try it one more time, Wisconsin. All right, here it is. Madison, Wisconsin. I think this time we're connected. Who am I talking to? Nope. Keeps hanging up. All right, I'm going to block your number if it keeps up. You do it one more time. I got to block you. Can't keep interrupting. Let me try to call you. How about I do that? Let's see.
Thank you for calling. If you'd like to be added to our Do Not Call list, press 9.
Oh, yeah. This is great. Oh, it's a spam number. So lame. All right. Madison, Wisconsin. Try to call again. Let's see. Boom. Block. Spam call. Goodbye. Well, good try. Yeah, I met Tim Cook from Apple. I'll tell you the story. So at that time with Trump, I was just, always behind the scenes, like, let's go. Like, I want him there, but he needs to start running again. And the clown show needs to stop. And then he did. And he flipped gears and he started crushing it. And the entire time it was just like, let's get him in office. We have to get him in office. We got to get him going. And everybody else was like that too. We need Donald Trump. He's going to save the... Well, see you. All right, here we go. Last time. Hello. Okay.
Yo, hello?
Yo, hello. What's up?
Yeah, I'm going to be there in about 10 minutes.
Okay. Sounds good, yo. Were you going to bring the crack and the bitches?
Quit playing around, dog. You got the drugs?
Yeah, dog. I got them, man. I'm hooking up, man. I got the fucking key, Holmes. I told you I would
Don't
have
mess
it.
with me,
Didn't
man.
I tell you? Didn't I
is.
tell you I had it? I told you I had it. I told you I could get it, and you were like, "Bitch, you can't."
Just be
And
outside in
bitch,
10
I
minutes.
did. No, you be outside in 9 minutes, motherfucker. You don't tell me what to do. You're buying from
I'm
me.
leaving right
you
now.
You bring the cash, bitch. You bring the cash.
Do you want the money or not?
Listen, I want the money, and I want it in sequential
We'll
fucking
sort it
20s
all
like
out when
we
I
talked
get there.
about.
You better have the drugs.
No, I don't think we will. Anyway, that's wonderful. I love being trolled. I love when they send the audio boxes. It's so fucking hilarious. They should do movies that are more well-known. It's better when you do the soundboard. Anyway, so we want Trump to be more grounded, right? And everyone had their ups and downs, but nobody was against Trump. Everybody, Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, Crowder, Nick Fuentes, all of them. All of them. Laura Logan was out there talking about him. Jason and I were talking about him. You were all talking about him. And everybody wanted Donald Trump. And now it seems like people don't want Trump. People want to complain endlessly. People want to make up every reason not to be happy with Trump, as if every single thing that Trump was going to do was going to somehow align with every single person's thought process. So I was listening to Alex Jones today, and why not? Because I listen to everybody. It was a soundboard, guys. Christina, Miss Parkansi, I just got your friend request. Thanks. And so I was listening to Jones, and I don't like Alex Jones for anything serious, but I do like his presentation style. It's fun. And I like how he talks, and I like how he gets worked up. And I just was like, dude, why are so many people so freaking negative on Donald Trump right now? I mean, the guy's doing everything. He always stood with Israel. Did you expect him to just abandon Israel? Is that what you want? Why do you want that so bad? Did you just expect him to do every single thing you wanted? Were the Epstein files, is that why you wanted Donald Trump in office, was for the Epstein files? Is that what what if you're making a mountain out of a molehill? What if his campaign made promises and then they got to him and were like, dude, we've already released everything. What else could we possibly release? What else could we release? Well, they went to the grand jury. That should really tell you something. To request the grand jury releases sealed records of sworn testimony, knowing that that's all you've got. Maybe they were just trying to put the shit back in the horse by covering for Pam Bondi when she said she had a desk full of files, when really the files she released were pretty much a nothing burger. They were the exact same files that were released by Biden 7-8 months earlier. Maybe you got it all. I know that's not what you want to hear. And wouldn't it have been refreshing if Trump goes, listen, we made some promises, but when we actually looked into it, you guys got everything. And the binders that's it. We put it in a nice, pretty bow for you. That's all there is. Everything else is sealed. I can't get you anything. What if that's what took place? And you're going to turn on Trump? Yeah, but but release Maxwell's whatever she's talking about with the AG 7774, hopefully to make Matt's day better. I love you, Bobby. You're the best. I mean, yeah, release it, but you guys understand that that's not the way this works sometimes. That's not the way this works. It's so easy to say, just release it. Just let it go. Just put it out. Well, the thing is that if she has made testimony to the attorney generals and White House investigators, if they disclose this, then this could impact people being held accountable. You can't just release. I want to see what my number was. You can't just release information when you have an open investigation. Listen, I'm not making excuses. I've said that Trump handled this like a complete ass. And I'm down with that. A complete ass. And there are people who are like, oh, well, he's going to pardon her. Why? Why would he pardon her? She's already in jail. And the people are like, well, they pardon her so she can't be convicted of any other crimes. But if she doesn't answer, she can go back to jail. Listen, they've got her right where they want her. She's serving a 20-year sentence. Good behavior is not going to help her much. But if she works on this investigation and she releases information to the DOJ, well, they may cut her a deal. It happens all the time in the real world. But of course, people are like, well, wait a second, it's because she's a pedophile. So therefore, Trump's a pedophile for cutting her a deal. So is Joe Biden? There's people who killed cops that he pardoned, drug dealers he pardoned, people who went in and shot up locations. Democrats have pardoned pipe bombers, terrorists. I mean, you're just going to have to hold the same standard to everybody. So you're not being, it's a little disingenuous to sit here and say, if you pardon someone, you automatically absorb the crime. But I don't foresee him pardoning Maxwell. Why would he? Why would he? What's the point? So my whole point about this is what do people want? And it's like, they don't want Donald Trump. They don't want Donald Trump. What they want is blood. They want blood. And if they don't get blood, then they're going to demand it and demand their pound of flesh from Trump. I mean, what's wrong with you people? What's wrong with people? Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, they all handled it shitty. Completely. But understand this, Donald Trump wasn't left with a very good hand when Pam Bondi promised the moon and the stars, right? Oh, they're on my desk and we're going to release them, and then went on all the talk shows, and she kind of put Trump in a corner. So Trump, I truly believe he doesn't understand how big this actually was to people and how the Democrats were going to use it against him. And I think if you look back on it, Trump will never say this in public, but if he ever does an autobiography, he might say, I really wish I would have answered that differently. And he has reflected on his presidency and said those very, very words to people. He had a wonderful interview with the Fox and Morning Crew right before the election. And he's like, some things you would do different? Yeah, there's some things I'd do different. I'd probably not be as trusting as I was. I'd probably choose different people. I wouldn't have been so rapid to believe people who made things like that. And I think if you asked him in 20 years, what was one of your biggest mistakes in your second term? As of right now, it would most assuredly be how he handled the Epstein stuff. But listen to this. Listen to Alex Jones. Alex Jones has even stolen the Donald Trump logo. I see things like that. It's actually a mixture of Star Wars and Donald Trump. He's using the font set of Donald Trump, but he's using the staggered logo of Star Wars, and it's a Phantom Menace to be specific. And whoever the graphic designer is, I'm on to you because I do it and I'm better than you are. So I know what your inspiration is because you completely ripped off Phantom Menace and Donald Trump's logo. Watch this. Tell me, we can come back and talk about it together. Here it is.
Marjorie Taylor Greene says she feels like the Trump administration is divorcing America first. She says she's still pushing it, and overall it's better than the Democrats, but she's very concerned. I totally agree. Ron Paul has come out with an article, and a video will play.
Ron
saying,
Paul?
Why was America first?
Ron Paul's not MAGA. Thomas Massey isn't MAGA. Rand Paul isn't MAGA. Paul Ryan isn't MAGA. Who are these people? Who are we listening to? Nick Fuentes speaks for our party? Really? that little dipshit speaks for our party. Damn it, I'm not going to call him a dipshit. Nick Fuentes is a smart dude. Nick Fuentes is just fucked up as Hogan's goat mentally. He couldn't find an opinion that wasn't somebody else's with two hands and a flashlight. That guy literally just Jews. Everything is Jews. And Alex Jones is turning that way. But who are these people? What do you mean he's abandoned America first? How? Specifically, how? Because what? He continued funding of Ukraine? Do you want a world war? Do you want Vladimir Putin to push in and have a stray missile hit Poland? Do you want a civilian flight mistaken for a Ukrainian whatever it could be, a drone, and have it shot down and literally start World War III? What do you want? Right now, you got status. I'm not a fan of the Ukraine war. I think it's stupid. I think you should let them both blast each other out all to hell. But in the end, right now, status quo is better than not. And I'm sorry, folks. I wish we lived in a land where the United States could just live on our little floating rock. And we could all be, holy shit, something's going viral. All right, this thing's going off. We'll keep watching it. You guys never seen something go viral. We'll literally, sometimes something will hit 2-3 million, and we'll get 1,000 followers in like 3 hours. And that thing just goes, keeps clicking. So watch it. I think it just reset. We might have lost a follow. That's why it did it. Pussy. Maybe it's my drug dealer. So I think what I want you to try to take from this clip is just listen to what we're hearing. And there's no specifics, right? There's no specifics. People will bring up Israel. People will bring up Ukraine. People will bring up groups that are being anti-Semitic towards certain groups, hurricane relief. Well, weren't we just upset when there was a mayor who held money back, or not, the director of FEMA in that area held money back from MAGA recipients and Donald Trump supporters? Weren't you upset about that? Didn't you scream for her to be arrested? Didn't you ask for legislation? Well, then why wouldn't you just be just as upset that there are people holding money from Jews? Why is it that Jews are just the fucking kick-me doll of the world? Why is it that as long as we're beating up on Jews, everything's just right as rain? I don't understand the hatred for them. I just don't get it. And there's plenty of people I don't like. And trust me when I say this, I don't love the Israeli government sometimes, but why? We, as MAGA, we all said that the lady, and it was North Carolina, I believe, that when the floodwaters came through and when there was damage, hurricane damage, she held from giving money and support to MAGA supporters. She openly admitted it. And everybody called for her head. Off with her head. Take her out. Well, then why would we not be upset when people won't help Jews? Because they have feelings towards Hamas and Palestine, and they're not giving them hurricane fund money. Why would we not want legislation that fixes that? Why would we not want to fire the people who do that? I mean, what the fuck? Why is everybody just reverting back to 1940? How easily and like scapegoated and gullible can you be? Do you really? How many Jews do you know? And what are they doing to you? Show me on the doll where the Jews touched you. Help me understand. Because I don't get it. I just don't get the hate. And you know what? You want to know who hates them? The people who are in the entertainment industry. The big name podcast influencers. Because they've had relationships. They've worked with Ben Shapiro, or they have a lawyer, or they have a company that represents them. So they have got this hatred towards Jews. Well, fucking so sad to be you. Maybe you should hire a better lawyer. Maybe you should be more selective on what production company you go with and what marketing team you rub shoulders with. But I've worked with Jews my entire career. There's nothing different about them than us. There's nothing different about Muslims. Most people, yes, extremists on all sides. Yes, Hasidic Jews. Yes, the ones who study the Talmud. Yes, we understand. I've mentioned it before. Opus Dei, polygamists, people who are into the Necronomicon. There's always somebody who messes it up for everyone else. But what is it specifically about the Jews? You know, USS Liberty. You didn't even know anybody on the Liberty. Why don't you ask for reparations too? My God, you sound worse than the African-American people. Oh, well, the Bolshevik Revolution. Yeah, there were a couple Jews in the Bolshevik Revolution, some pretty prominent ones. But there were Orthodox there. There were Russians there. There were all sorts of different people there. It wasn't a giant Jew conspiracy. So I don't understand what you're talking about. So Donald Trump moves forward with funding. He's got to give Zelensky a little piece of the pie, but he also has to make sure that Putin gets stung once in a while so they can keep up the status quo. He is getting them both to sit down in a summit. You understand that, right? That sounds pretty much America first to me. If we can stop sending $150 billion to Ukraine over the last 3 years, that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like American first to me. So let's see. Let's see what Alex has to say. By the way, the Ozempic is working wonderful for you. Get off that shit, Alex. Just eat right. Get off the freaking meth blue or whatever shit you're on. Just eat right and exercise.
Abandoned so fast. I don't think the evidence shows it's been abandoned. But it is in the process of being abandoned. And on the trajectory, if things don't turn around, how fast these bad developments are happening, yeah, we won't be America first in 6 months.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean we won't be America first? You think Donald Trump is going to join the NWO? You think he's going to call the World Trade Organization? That he's going to join Davos, the Economic Forum, and not skip it? You think he's going to start rubbing shoulders with big capital banks and world banks? You think he's going to buy property in Stockholm? What is it that you think is going to happen here?
And when Paul and Green and others raised the alarm, I 100% agree with them.
Isn't it funny that I warned you about Marjorie Taylor Greene, that she was never MAGA, and you guys lit me up like a fucking Christmas tree? Like a Christmas tree. She's MAGA. She stands up for us. You're wrong, Matt. She's through and through MAGA. She has literally flipped on Trump more times than the International House of fucking Pancakes. She's not MAGA. She's an opportunist. She's literally a platinum blonde whore. You heard it here first? She sells herself out to the highest bidder. That's why she took $172,000 from Kevin McCarthy. That's why she didn't go ahead and she was no vote for his ouster. She's a liar. And look at her voting record. Oh, I'm so MAGA because I wear a button and I shout down Joe Biden. No, you're literally a grandstander. You think the Jews have space lasers. You're an idiot. You think the Lahaina fires were started by Jewish space lasers. You're an absolute dumb fuck. Sorry for the language. Sorry for the language. I apologize. But she is. Love to have her on the show. She'll never come on this show. Why would she? You're like, what in the hell are you talking about? Jewish space lasers. What in the hell? What? Well, you don't have the access to the intelligence that I do. No, and I don't want it. Don't you remember the drones thing? Don't you remember her pitching the drones thing, that there was a giant drone mothership? Her and that other dipshit state legislature, and then she started repeating it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not MAGA. Because these people sell out America, and they sell it out constantly. Here's the rest of Alex Jones.
And you see the explosive popularity of Nick Fuentes because he's very smart, very articulate, and he is saying what the majority of people think that are awake.
No, he's not.
And so it's true that...
So the majority of people believe Donald Trump's approval rating is 91% with the GOP. It's one of the highest scores he has ever had. His poll numbers with the GOP did not take a dip after the Epstein stuff. You guys constantly fall for this shit. Why are you so fucking stupid? This is to Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer and the Hodge twins and all the others. Why do you constantly fall for the left's shit? Why do you guys literally take the bait every single time? You took it during J6. You took it during the stolen election. You took it during the Russia scandal. You did it when Ron DeSantis came out. A lot of people jumped ship for Nikki Haley. We literally wanted this man to get back into office, and we felt that 2020 was stolen from him. That's what a lot of people, that's something you can say a lot of people felt. And now you got him back, and it's been, 8 months, and you can't stand what he's doing? What is it you hate? What is it that he's doing that you dislike? Is it Abraham Accords 2.0? Is it secure borders? I thought we cared about that. No, we don't care about secure borders anymore. What about fentanyl? What about crime? Down 32%. Dropping. What about USAID? What about the Department of Education? What about the moving of the Hoover building? What about the Supreme Court you guys flipped out about and said, oh my God, the Supreme Court. They gave him qualified immunity. They went ahead and supported and removed silencers and suppressors, and the complete FU tax on that. Bump stocks. Voter ID they've been in alignment with. This Supreme Court has done nothing but do everything that Republicans want, minus one or two things. And yes, Amy Coney Barrett has voted along with Trump 94% of the time. And you're like, oh, she's a rhino. What are we doing? Is it that we can't have anything nice and we have to break all of our toys? Is that what it is? Because I'm listening to these conservatives and I'm just baffled. I got to give it up to Megyn Kelly. I got to give it up to what is it, Dave Corbin? Or what's his name? Why do I always forget that guy's name? Whatever his name is. The guy who was on Young Turks. Got to give it up to him. But people like Ben Shapiro, people like Matt Walsh, even Crowder's taken the red pill moment now. Even Crowder's like, oh, we're not America first anymore. Well, that's Alex Jones. Why? What are you guys so afraid of? Why are you afraid of success? Let's listen to the rest.
Most of the talk show hosts and journalists that are populist or conservative, if you look at, let's say, polls, and I'm not saying Nick's the most extreme, I'm saying the polls of real discussion and real debate, you got Nick over here on one end, and then you've got, within so-called conservative thought, a Ben Shapiro over on the other. And Ben Shapiro, with all his billions of banker money, tried to corner the market on populism, and they also
Why don't you just call him a dirty Jew there, Alex? Jeez, fuck me.
Tried during the whole attempt to take us into full war with Iran that's still stewing. It's not over yet.
Ben Shapiro tried to take us into a full-fledged war with Iran? We're not at war with Iran. Obama did 286 independent airstrikes through drones. We weren't at war with those countries. It was proxy. We literally hit their nuclear facilities. What war? They didn't even retaliate. They didn't even know what to do. They literally gave us a 3-hour warning and overshot our bases on purpose and declared victory in their state media. What the fuck are you talking about? What war with Iran? How can these guys, how can they sit up there? And why do people continue to watch him? It's not me back. He's not a conservative. Alex Jones is not a conservative. Because he was MAGA through and through. Donald Trump, yay, rah, rah, rah. And now Trump's there, and he realizes that the ratings are spread thin and people are going to all different channels. There's so many different sources out there. Why not just go ahead and get a little bit of that anti-Jew money? Russia money is out there. Qatar money is out there. There's other sources. Why don't we just start hating the Jews? And we don't have to listen to TPUSA anymore. We don't have to listen to the Jews at Daily Wire. Let's break away from that. All they are is a different version of the same fucking bird. Just a different side of them. You're going to dye their feathers, but they're exactly the same thing. They're opportunists. They're grifters. Show some, the loyalty thing, I got my ass handed to me over that because I said loyalty. But you know what? I'm going to say this. Maybe not loyalty, but can you have a little respect? The man literally was almost assassinated twice. 97 indictments, felonies, grand jury indictments, 5 different cases. A $500 million bond. A $500 million bond. A $100 million civil suit where the judge even said that he didn't touch her, but sexually assaulted her. Very interesting, but didn't rape her. Got $100 million for that batshit crazy lady who has accused 7 other people. If you've been sexually assaulted 7 times, I'm going to say this. I don't believe any woman deserves to be sexually assaulted. But you might be doing some things that are actually, encouraging it to happen. If you don't have the fucking understanding to not put yourself in those situations, or at least carry a very large pair of hedge clippers or a cattle prod, you may just not be the most self-aware and learning agile human being in the world. 7 times? Seriously? It took you 7 times to realize, wow, I might be victim to this stuff. Look what this guy went through. Trashing Melania, trashing his sons, putting his sons through investigation after investigation, publicly embarrassing them. Watching Hunter do quid pro quo, watching his dad do quid pro quo, nothing happens. Blackmailing the Afghani president to follow through with the execution of the exfil of Bagram and Kabul airport. And if they didn't, they were going to pull intel and air support. Literal blackmail. 100% on the phone. Nothing happened. 27 different offshore accounts and complete phony businesses. Shell companies. RussiaGate, completely fabricated, completely made up. P-tapes, dirty dossier, investigations, putting people in his campaign, spying on him, FBI involved, FBI in J6, informants in J6, Ray Epps, completely untouched and unmolested until the very end. What's going on? Did you guys forget all this? Why? Because he didn't release the Epstein files? Is that what happened? Give me a break. If you literally voted for Donald Trump so he could go ahead and release the Epstein files, and that's what you wanted, out of all the things that were fucking destroyed, from inflation to high cost of living to not being able to buy wood, from gas prices to eggs to interest rates going sky high, to being told that the economy was fine, from conflicts blooming up all over the place, from billions and billions, trillions going overseas, transgender bathrooms, sexual mutilation, education system run amok, USAID filling quota after quota of receipts for the CIA and Black Ops. Have you even been, where did you guys go? Alex Jones.
to say we're the real Maha and you're not, you're all imposters. That was the bots and the talking points. That accelerated people who were already, I mean, let me give you just a dead reckoning graph here, overhead shot. Let's say here's 2018 when they're really pushing Shapiro with all the money to try to take over the conservative discussion.
Dude, write it.
Let's say here's Shapiro right here, and let's just say here's a Nick Fuentes right here.
What?
Nick Fuentes.
Is this a Venn diagram?
Shapiro.
Come on, Kamala.
Not the best graph here.
Oh, my God. Dude, he's lost the plot.
And let's say kind of populist, conservative, common sense thought was about right here in 2018, a little bit more towards Ben Shapiro and his brand of synthetic fake conservatism, take the shots, lockdowns are good, censorship's okay. Now, in 2025, people are not over here with Nick Fuentes. They're way down the road about 100.
That's complete dog shit. That is that's officially, in my opinion, worse than maybe it's just tonight. I think it's tonight. But that is the second dumbest thing that he has said. It's not going to cost him $1 billion this time. It's not as dumb as Sandy Hook, but it's pretty dumb. There is nothing as far right to Nick Fuentes. If you go any further right than Nick Fuentes, you literally want genocide and the extermination of African Americans and Jews and put women back in frickin' suffrage. That's what you want. There is no, Nick skirts the line of white nationalism, real white nationalism, like fucking Aryan Nation white nationalism. No, I don't. No, I don't. Dude, the guy drops the N-bomb 75 times a show, okay? I'm sorry. Oh, well, rap music does it. That's a fucking child's argument. Yeah, and I'm going to treat you like one. Well, if Joey goes ahead and picks his ass and then eats a hamburger, are you going to do it? If Joey jumps off the cliff, are you going to jump off the cliff? If you sleep with that Taiwanese prostitute without wearing a Jimmy, are you? Come on. Rap music says it. Completely different context. A lot of Nick Fuentes' show, a lot of it is to get a rise. A lot of it's for the groypers. A lot of it's for the donations. I've seen Nick in different sides, and he's actually a pretty intelligent human being. And when he drops the facade, and he drops the act, and he drops his fake palm tree behind him, and the Johnny Carson set, and the fucking 1980s suit, and the disheveled mess of what he calls his hair, and he's just being real, and he's a different person on other shows. He just is. But to sit here and say that the MAGA movement and the influencers are right of Nick Fuentes is literally the dumbest thing I've heard. Candace Owens isn't to the right of Nick Fuentes. Candace Owens is just crazy. The Hodge twins aren't right of Nick Fuentes. They're just literally grifting. Yeah, I'll get to Sarah Bobby in a minute. I don't care about the spammers as much. I don't have time to do it, but I'll do it anyway. Deborah McLaughlin, gotcha. Maddie Howinets, gotcha. Kimberly Ann, I gotcha. Approved your requests. If anybody else wants to, it's thefacebook.com/thedumbshowmatt. If you want to send me an invite, would love to have you. All right, I'm trying to get the spammer. Listen, I just, it's hard for me to understand why people Can somebody reply to her comment, please, real quick? Tina Savage, good to see you here. Welcome. If somebody can reply to her comment, I can get her. All right, guys, I can't take the whole show for this, so I gotta deal with it. Okay, that's just the way it is. So, right, farther right than Nick, and you would fall off the flat Earth. That's a good comment. Listen, I don't believe Nick Fuentes is a Nazi. I don't. Until you start throwing Jews in incinerators and start creating neo-fascist groups that start collecting people in the dead of night, you're not a Nazi, okay? Does he have white nationalist beliefs? Yes. Does he believe in white purity? Does he have mad respect for white culture and then tries to align it with black culture? Sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you believe that whites should stay pure and not marry black people, I don't think you're a racist. You have every right to think that. This is America. Nobody gets to tell you who to sleep with. Let me ask you a question. Okay, so if someone goes, your daughter has to be able to marry a black person now in social and society, you're like, okay, fine, we'll do what's good. Okay, well, what about a trans person? Are you comparing black people and trans people? Yeah, that's what I'm fucking doing. No, what I'm telling you is that I'm giving you an extreme. When is enough enough? If they can tell you that you have to go ahead and sleep with a black person or sleep with a brown person or sleep with an Asian person or a Jew has to be with a Catholic and all this, well, then where do we draw the line? You see what I'm saying? So if you want to just say, hey, I know a lot of black families that will never allow a white boy to marry their daughter. I know Muslims who will never, ever allow a white person into their family. I know Koreans and Asians who will do the same thing. So is it wrong for Nick Fuentes to think that there should? No. And I said this last night. If he doesn't believe in interracial marriage, that's fine. But if he thinks that sleeping with a black person will muddy up the fucking whiteness of their family and lower their overall value from socioeconomic status because black blood is impure, well, you're a racist. There's the difference. And if you choose not to hang around with black people because you have some sort of feeling about that, well, guess what? I choose not to hang around with black people in Crenshaw. So is it situational? Or is it just, if a black person moves in my neighborhood, I'm going to burn a cross on their lawn? Okay, so there's different levels. Nick Fuentes isn't, I'm going to burn a cross on my lawn. He's very respectful to black people. He's very respectful to a lot of different people who are gay, who are Jewish, whatever. And he made a really good post today. He said all this anti-Semite stuff, that everybody's an anti-Semite, is going to push people against moderate Jews, and that is a big, big shame. And he's right. He's absolutely right. This whole push that you can't say anything about Israel, and if any one of my Jewish friends who's listening wants to come on. And that's fine. I love it. But you should be able to criticize anyone in America for any reason. Just understand that you very well may cross a line. And if you cross the line, people are going to call you out on it. And there's nothing wrong with you feeling a certain way. But there is something wrong about you calling literally for the genocide of people, or you are calling for black people to be deported from the United States, to be sent back to Africa. All right, I got her. Everyone calm down. I banned her. Wait, was I not supposed to ban her? Hold on, let me see. Oh, yeah, just ban her. Yeah, she's gone. I got her. So my whole point is this, and just keep it as simple as I can. There is a very large movement inside this party and inside influencers who are simply just taking one way because it's the easy money. And honestly, I think it's disgusting. I really do. I really do. And I think Thomas Massey is not someone you want to emulate, because that guy's mask is going to slip and you're going to see the real true version of him. And I don't think you'll be very happy. There's a whole big rigmarole. Folks, Bobby, the only person who's donated tonight, 77.74. We did this last night, and it was a brutal night. Got to make some headway if we can. If you have not had a chance, please help out the Dumb Show and play a quick commercial. We'll be right back. Hopefully that picks up the donations, because, yeah, we got to get there. So here it is, and I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Olivia Spear, host of The Dumb Show. For 3.5 years, we never asked for donations, but after Facebook demonetized us for speaking the truth, we've had to turn to the one thing big tech can't cancel: you.
I'm Hayden, Matt and Olivia's daughter. This show's never chased sponsors or sold out. We've built something honest, and it's thanks to you.
I'm Ethan, their son. Every share, every dollar, every message, you're the reason we can keep calling out the BS and bringing color back to the world going gray.
If you want to help, we take PayPal, Venmo, or snail mail. You can send it to P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142.
Can't donate? No problem. Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored. You can donate at thedumbshow.com/donate.
You know what happens when you turn the dial harder? You can make a harder grimace. The harder you grimace, the more effective it is.
You tighten it so freaking I can't do it. I can't untighten
That's what she said.
That's what she's... Oof. Oof. Coming in with it. Pound it. Pound it. Pound.
Child 15.
Ethan, you look like a hippie.
Totally tubular.
You know this is recording, right?
Okay, let's go. Smile. Donate. Don't start with me. Donations. Every time you don't smile, I'm going to punch you in the ribs. Donations. Take one. Scene one. Ready. Set. Ethan. Ready. Don't screw it up.
Okay.
Ethan, don't mess this up. Ready. Set. Action. No. Whoa. Director calls action, not some stupid toddler.
But we've built something
There's
honest.
no but there. Why do you've been doing this since you were 2 years old? Try it again.
Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
He's so much better than you at everything.
He's better at
Hayden, he's just like, even, it's just, go ahead, Hayden.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored.
That's a wrap. Well done, Spear family. I bet we make no money.
But I'm going to owe them money without.
Hayden, do your thing again.
Oh, yeah, cut it.
Baby shark, doo.
Thanks, everybody. Hey, listen, really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I'm going to have a shorter show tonight. I'm just going to go over a couple more clips. I just need to punch out. It's just been a really long day, and the grind is, I'm just not into it tonight. It's too grindy for me. So, I'm going to go ahead and cover a couple things and then, jump out. Don Lemon is, just did a video, and he had a representative, Jolanda Jones, and wanted you guys to listen to this. This guy, there seems to be two groups. I mean, Donald Trump can't get any love. You got one side that thinks, okay, well, he's a pedophile now. This is the latest flavor of the week. He's not Orange Man bad. He's not a xenophobe, homophobe, transphobe. Now he's not a Nazi. He's not deplorable. He's not a sex offender. He's not a felon. Now he's a pedo. Okay. So it's just what it always is. Don Lemon had some things to say. And then you have the other side, which is, Donald Trump's not MAGA. He's selling out to the globalists, and nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. That's okay. Here's the video from Don Lemon.
And by the way, let's not forget, look, one of the big stories. This story is big, but also Epstein. A lot of this he's trying to distract.
He's a pedophile. He like little girls. In fact, he like his daughter. He talked about sexual stuff with his daughter. Who does that, right? And how the hell he get to be president? I don't understand that. Like, who talk about their daughter? You know what? If I got a daughter and she cute, I'm gonna say, hey, I want you to be with this nice guy. I'm not gonna say, hey, I want to be. That's crazy. And I don't understand how America, the Republic.
So it's okay to pawn your young daughter off on a man, but it's not okay for Donald Trump. Okay, so essentially what you're saying is somebody can say something, and if you don't agree with it, that makes them a child rapist. Fair enough. Logic. No emotion there at all.
Have gone so far off the moral high road.
Oh, Carrie, it's not about needing a break. It's the grind. It's just one of those nights where I know we're super short, and I don't want to sit here and talk about it every 5 minutes. It just gets exhausting. It really is exhausting. I hate it. I hate the donations. I wish it was just easy. And it's exhausting to sit here and then stay on for 3.5 hours and literally grind it. I don't want to do it tonight.
They have a convicted felon pedophile as a president. But you know what? That man told us, my supporters, I can kill somebody in broad daylight and they will support me. And you know what? They will. What has happened since he's been president, including the Supreme Court, including mainstream media? The media isn't even, you are, and Roland Martin is, and certain other people are, but the media has bent the knee to Donald Trump because they're afraid of him. I cannot follow anybody who is led by fear and not by courage.
Let me say this, Representative. You are an attorney. I mean, do you want to say allegedly or in your opinion that he is what you said?
Oh, in my respectful opinion, right?
It's a little too late for that. So if you go, Donald Trump should sue the shit out of her. And you can't follow up that statement with a pause and then go ahead and say, oh, in my opinion, because all he has to say is people tuned out after that, after what you said. I would sue her. But I love how Don doesn't say, wait a second, stop. You're making some horrendous accusations. Do you have any proof? I mean, you're a fucking journalist, Don. You're a charlatan. You're a shill. How about make a challenge? Congresswoman, wait a second. What you're saying is extremely, extremely volatile, degrading, and it's libel. And you're on my show. And I don't like Donald Trump. And I agree with you. There's some very questionable things, but you're making some assertions that are dangerous. So I'm not going to say that you should retract and say allegedly. I think you should stop saying those things until you have incontrovertible evidence and exculpatory evidence. Until then, but you can't, because that's what credibility looks like. I would never let anyone come on my show and say Joe Biden was a pedophile. You have no evidence. You have a diary. Were you a kid? Did you ever say you hate your parents? Did you ever make anything up? Did you ever do anything that you regret? I did. I know my daughter has. I know my daughter said things about Olivia and I that she regrets. Am I saying that makes him innocent? No, what I'm saying is that the Constitution of the United States and the laws of this land make him innocent until proven guilty. And yes, Burisma looks bad. And yes, Hunter looks bad. And yes, quid pro quo looks bad. And yes, the shell accounts look bad. And yes, the big guy, 10%. All of it looks bad. But until he is convicted in a court of law, he's innocent. Either we believe in the Constitution of the United States or we don't, folks. I mean, you tell me. Either you believe in it or you don't. There is no in between. There is no in between.
Based on my life experiences, based on my legal acumen, I mean, he said what he said, and he actually is refusing to allow the American public to see what the Epstein files said, even though he wanted the public to see what happened with JFK, since he thought, and at worst, JFK was a philanderer, not alleged to have slept with kids.
Yeah. So, okay.
Wow. That is some high quality reporting.
And by the way, let's not forget
But if you want to see what a pedophile looks like, a pederast, it's this guy. Allegedly. He does a pretty good job of admitting it. UC San Diego professor Nazarj Jadeep Shah was caught by People v. Preds. It's at People v. Preds on Twitter and X. And this is a little bit of a long one, but I'm going to let this take you guys home, because throwing around the word pedophile is dangerous. It literally gets you killed in prison. And it should. And we have a registry for people like that. But to sit here and accuse somebody of something when you have no evidence and no proof, what you're doing is criminal. And I'm not here to defend Trump. If Trump makes a mistake and says something stupid, hold him accountable. Thank you, CJ. Thanks for being here. Thank you, CJ. That helps. If he makes a mistake, hold him accountable. That's the way you should. And I agree with you that he made a complete snafu of the Epstein release. And his administration really did. And he could have handled it better. I agree with you. But if you're going to label him as a pederast because you by association have somehow connected the dots between A and P without doing any of the middle groundwork, then that's criminal. And it shouldn't happen. Thank you, Jeff Oliphant. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Take time to pamper yourself. Yeah, I'm going to drink some whiskey tonight is what I'm going to do. So watch this video, because this is insane. Ethan, go ahead, buddy. Just put them in if there's any in there, okay? Don't worry about the video. I'll stop it.
Oh, is that you? Is that you? I just want to talk to you, man. Honestly, you obviously know why you're here. I have all the information. Obviously, I can turn it into the school if you want.
If I get a message saying someone's underage.
But I mean,
you
said
you
were
getting
rid
of Grindr.
But
and getting rid of Grindr.
it's not going to accomplish anything. The moral of this is that's too young for me. Ha ha. You couldn't. Yeah. But you couldn't. You didn't. That's the problem. And that's what I want to understand. That's why I'm here. Because look, dude, I told you I've done this 539 times, and I have still yet to get a fucking understanding of why the fuck this happens. So why is it? Do you understand what a child is, right?
Yep.
You understand what a child is? How are you feeling right now?
Just horrible. The worst that I've ever felt.
Regretful. Why?
Because what I did was, frankly, abhorrent. And
Right now, I feel like you're scared of the repercussions.
Yeah,
I think you're starting to understand how much trouble, because the boy's not real, and you got caught. That's what I think is going through your head right now. Did you think about the consequences when you were thinking about your so-called pleasure tonight?
I was.
You said you wanted a 14-year-old boy to flip. That means you wanted to penetrate.
Okay. I am all for these people going to the lower 7 rings of hell. But you're talking to a pedophile. And what do you expect to get out of them? Now, of course, this guy doesn't have any remorse. And if there was a slight attempt that he could get away with this, just like a person who is a homicidal maniac who gets the taste for killing people, he'll do it again. And this guy is an absolute danger to society. I never let him see sunlight again. If this is true and you can prove it and he was there to solicit sex of a child, just throw him in prison for the rest of his life. It's a one and done for me. No 3 strikes, you're out. You're done. You're toast. You're out of there. I agree with all that. But this guy's also doing this for clicks. You could very much out this guy. Film the encounter. Show the arrest. Show the police. But there is a profit goal in this mechanism taking place. It's the same reason why Dateline did it. And I think it's a great thing that this guy has stopped 591 of these pieces of shit. But can we stop talking to these guys like they're going to give you an answer that's going to be acceptable? Because there is nothing that they can say. They can say, listen, I have a sexual attraction to children. I'm addicted to children. I want to have sex with every kid I see. I'm a horrible human. And then that person's still just going to, yeah, but why, dude? But why? What, you know, there is no, the guy's a kid fucker. There's no, you can't get into the mind of a serial killer because you don't have the same basis that they have. Their perception, their wiring is completely fucked, and it's not going to make sense to any rational person. I have sat down with some very bad people and interrogated across from some very bad people who want to see me and anyone like me dead. And I cannot relate to their thought process because the human element inside of them is dead. It's gone. So you might as well just be talking to a mushroom, because this guy is not going to give you anything that you want except clicks. And let's face it, good. If you're going to make a living, if you want to stop people who are pedophiles, good for you. But can we just stop pretending that they're going to give you an answer that you're going to like? It is a little much. Embarrass the shit out of them. That's fine. Completely. Ruin their lives. Get them divorced. Get them fired. I love all of it. Give me more. But can we stop interviewing these people like they're going to give you some sort of insight that's going to make any sense? That's my point. Matt, I'll give you a fair warning. Don't drink like a drunken sailor like I did last night. Joseph, it's fine. I loved having you call in. Here's the rest.
A 14-year-old boy's asshole. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's pretty. Sorry for the language.
What do you have in there? You said you have some lube. You said you brought lube, right? Is there lube in there?
I have lube in there.
Right. So what else do you have in
This
there?
guy's toast.
I have lube, and I think I have like a douche.
A douche.
Yeah.
What is that exactly? Enlighten me. I'm sorry. I've never had to douche. So please enlighten me.
Yeah, I mean it's just to get ready. It's just
What is it though? I understand douching. What is it that you brought?
It's a method to prep before.
I understand that. What is the item or object or solution or like what did you bring?
It's a rubber bulb.
It's a what?
A rubber bulb.
A rubber bulb?
Yes.
Like a fucking nose fucking thing, bro?
No, Bubba. I think making them speak out is fine, but just stop asking them intellectual and philosophical questions like you're going to get an answer. Like you're going to get into the mind of a pederast. Embarrass him. Oh, just show every text. Make him empty out the contents of his bag. Literally run him through the gauntlet. Tar and feather him. Quarter him. Yes. Just stop asking him questions that you expect a real answer to. Like, do you feel ashamed? What's he supposed to say? No, I don't fucking feel ashamed. I mean, come on, what do you expect? Well, you know the answer. Of course he's going to say. He's going to try to do whatever he can to save his job. The smartest thing that this fuckhead could do is walk away. But he can't because he's caught. He's guilty. He knows. He knows he did what he did. And the level of shame and embarrassment is what he should have felt when he even instigated this type of behavior. Whether it was imagined or whether it was from physical media or in a real life encounter, these normal feelings that you're having of shame and guilt, this is what you should have felt that you even had those abnormal, completely fucking crazy thoughts to begin with. That's my point. Just let's stop. So would you like to go ahead and give me your ideas on the geopolitical fallout in the Middle East? Who gives a fuck? Just embarrass him. Just drag him all over the place.
Like the thing that you fucking grab babies fucking boogers out of their nose with as a kid. Is that what you're talking about?
That's exactly.
What are you going to explain? What do you want to explain? What are you going to enlighten me with?
Well, as I said, the conversation,
Oh, you're going to tell me that it should have ended? Is that what you're going to tell me? Same back to the same old line. Can you come up with a new line at least if you're going to repeat something?
I don't know what else to say because this was
spontaneous. First time I've ever done it.
Come on. Yep, I fucked up.
Oh, now you fucked up. So it's no longer a mistake anymore. You fucked up.
I fucked up.
You fucked up. Okay, that's like, I think that's like the first. I think that was like the first. Was that like the first step of accountability potentially tonight? Was that maybe like the first time tonight that?
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. Do you think that's maybe like the first time that you admitted some fault tonight?
Yeah.
Because it's not the boy's fault, is it?
No.
You're an adult.
Absolutely not.
You're an adult, right?
I need to, I need to maybe get help or something so that I can.
What type of help do you think you need? I just have a hard time understanding why someone with so much to lose does the things that you did today. Like when I Googled your name, and I saw that you were a professor. I just called it professor like 2 days before this. And I Google your name and I see you're a professor and I see you're trying to come fuck a kid. It's just wild, dude. It's absolutely wild. It's fucking mind-blowing. I didn't call him, bro, but you might as well just be honest with him. Like I said, if you're honest with them, they'll probably get you some help, man. It's the best way we can do it.
Sounds good.
How's it going, sir? Hey, so you're not gonna bring lube to hang out with a 14-year-old boy anymore? This is the last time you're gonna do it? You're a professor, not gonna bring lube to hang out with. You're not gonna bring lube to hang out with a 14-year-old boy anymore?
How's it going, guys?
He's got lube in his backpack. I just want to talk to you, man. Honestly. How's it going now? You're not gonna bring lube to hang out with a 14-year-old boy anymore?
How's it going, guys?
He's got lube in his backpack to meet with a.
See, now here's where I will provide just a modicum of advice, and I'm sure Tina may chime in, may not. Tina, I've said hi to you 3 times. Hi, Tina. How are you? Just looking for a little hi. Hi, Matt. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. This is in San Diego. This is in California. So the first thing you need to understand is that the rights of the pederast are going to be considered equal to the people who are filming. And when these officers pull up, they are immediately going to divide the groups and start having conversations with each to get the stories. Then the officers, I'm good, Tina, how are you? And then they're going to go ahead and meet between the squad cars and have a conversation to identify, after they probably tell the guys to sit down and, don't make any sudden movements and run or whatever, and just stay right here. And they're going to decide who they're going to get up and clack cuffs onto and who they're going to detain while they're working on the investigation. But in this equation, this is going to be treated pretty much like a domestic dispute would, or an open conflict with any alcohol or weaponry or anything else. That somebody called the police. It's probably because they were inside that Walgreens or CVS and they were filming and chasing this guy and they called the cops, which completely makes sense. But I will tell you, with my experience of not being a police officer, working with the Wyoming Police Department in Goshen County, doing criminal justice, and working with the Master at Arms in the Navy for a brief period of time on TDY as I recovered from surgery. I wanted to be a cop, and I respect cops completely. Joined the military instead, and then when I got out of the military, I couldn't be a cop anymore. I wanted to be on the FBI, didn't work out. But I understand the law fairly well, and I understand cops because a lot of my family are cops, and I spend a lot of time with officers. That is not how you approach a cop. You do not literally shout at the person who they are trying to separate and just spill accusations and try to get them to admit it when you have it all on tape. What you need to do is turn off, not the camera, but turn off the personality that you have. Pull out a business card and immediately get professional. Hi, my name is Rob. I run a site, People versus Preds. I've been responsible from interacting with 509 pedophiles who have attempted to solicit children for sex. We stage these interactions, and then we approach them. I have the tape available. I have my information available. I have his information. I have printouts. I have pictures. I have screenshots, and anything you would need. And this interaction is us confronting him. How would you like me to proceed with your investigation? And shut the fuck up. So that's the way it should have been handled. I'm just telling you. If the cops are probably not going to do this. They don't have PC. They didn't witness anything. It's your word against his word. They're not going to try this court. They're going to take his name. They're going to get a hold of a detective, a crimes detective, to look into this. And maybe you might see something take place. But in the end, and I hate to say this, because I'm not coming on the side of the pedophile, it's a victimless crime because there is no victim. The person was made up, and it's entrapment in a lot of ways. And I know that's fucked up, and I know it, but any good defense lawyer is going to win and get this thing dismissed. The problem is that what will not happen is that his job won't understand, and they are going to fire him. And if he has a wife or a boyfriend, that's going to be done. And his kid, and he's going to have to register as a sex offender, because then it's going to start rolling downhill. So there's a proper way to handle this. There's an improper way to handle this. This is the improper way. This is a childlike way to handle it. Jen McCarver, $10. Thank you, Jen, so much. And I believe this is the one for trivia night. Is that what JD said? I don't remember. So my point is, I hate to say it, it's a victimless crime because the guy can say, hey, I was just role playing. I knew that they were adults. I get off on pretending. And you're going to get off. He's going to get off. But if you would have done this properly by notifying the police that this was going to happen and ask for their involvement and hand over the evidence and ask them, would you like me to, is it okay to proceed? Or do you think there's enough here where you just want to do a straight out arrest? Because the goal should not be clicks. The goal should be arrest. And then out him on your channel, of course. Do all that. And there are officers, especially in red states, who will probably allow you to make the first interaction, and they do that. Most places don't, especially in California. Cops don't want you to do that shit because that guy pulls out a gun and shoots you. Well, then what happens? You know what I mean? Or what if he gets away? Now, a lot of people are saying, well, why didn't he run? Well, he didn't run because he thinks he can talk his way out of it by giving him the big brown eyes and the Bambi look. They're going to try to do whatever they can. Hey, man, don't release this, please. You're going to get me fired. I made a mistake. I didn't want to do this. I just did it. I'm going to get help. Please. I'll send you my doctor's name. I'll check myself into a clinic. You can monitor it. If I don't do it, you can go ahead and send in the tape. I'll never do this again. I promise. Come on, dude. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy. Please. I'm a professor. Don't fucking ruin my life, please. That's why. And honestly, I'm with this kid. There's nothing you're going to say to me that's going to get me not to burn you. I'm a victim of it. I've studied these assholes because I had to learn why somebody would do that to another human being. Because in order to remove that guilt that I had towards myself, I had to understand them. So that's why. Let's watch the rest and then we'll go from there.
14-year-old.
Folks, we're at 169.73 to goal. Appreciate you guys helping out. Really don't want to do that tonight. So there, you know where we are. You can see the number. Thanks.
Boy for sex.
What's going on today?
I've been talking to him for like an hour and a half. He's been honest, and so if you ask him everything that he's doing
What's
here
your
today,
guys' names?
Another thing. Officer, I'm recording right now. If that makes you uncomfortable, I'll turn it off. For your safety and out of respect, you want me to turn it off. You know what I mean? Just treat cops like if your dad and mom were watching, what would you do? That's the way. My grandmother said it best, and she wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. But one thing she said is always drive like there's a cop in your rearview mirror, and you'll never get a ticket. And I'll tell you what, that's the truth. Because every time a cop gets in your rearview mirror, you drive right as rain. You know what I mean? You should act like your mom and dad are there. And you'll speak to them with respect, because we were all raised to respect police. So just respect them. Hey, I'm recording right now. Do you want me to turn this off? No, you can record. I'm recording you, so we're good. That's probably what you'll hear. But at least show them the respect. Show them like you've interacted with police before.
All right, guys, so just an information. At this point, I made quite a few notifications because obviously you guys are your own entity. You guys aren't law enforcement. So based on that, I am not allowed to arrest him. So what's going to happen is his phone is going to be taken as evidence. Obviously, the phone you provided me as evidence. And then this is going to get referred to our Internet Crimes Against Children, which is our task force. And then
probably
nothing's
going
to be taken on all of this, documenting the conversations and everything, and it's going to be sent to a detective over there to follow up on. Okay?
Why is it so you weren't able to come up with probable cause for an arrest, or you were, right? Obviously.
No. So.
Oh, you're not.
No. So like I just explained to you.
That's not what I asked you.
Okay.
Is there?
Okay. So. See, this is where it's hard for me, because you're certainly not a douchebag like the pederast, but you are a special kind of little bit of a douche, right? You just disrespected the officer. You're being flippant. He explained it to you very clearly. It's not the answer you want, and it should be good enough for you. You're providing evidence. They're seizing his phone. A detective is going to look into it. He's going to get registered as a sex offender. It's probably going to be, they're probably going to bring him in. They're going to talk to him. They're going to question him. He'll be charged with probably soliciting a minor or something to that effect, if they can find enough evidence for that. And he'll go into the sex registry at worst. At the best for that douchebag, nothing happens. And it gets on the detective's desk. He looks at it and says, I don't have fucking time for this. I've got real criminals, people who are really, downloading terabytes of porn and redistributing and having sex trafficking. I don't know. I'm not a cop. If it was me, every single one of them would be important. But this is California and it's San Diego, and I can't tell you what they're going to do. But you getting lippy with a cop, you can tell the cop right there. You just shut the cop. He's done. He's looking down. He's got an expression on his face. He's done with you. He just checked out on you. And I've done that enough in interrogation to know that when somebody looks like that, you've lost them. You're not going to strong arm the cop. You don't know the law as well as he does. And he said he had probable cause. Otherwise, he would be let go. His phone wouldn't have been seized. He has probable cause to seize the phone and your phone because you say a crime took place and turn it over to a detective. And after the investigation is closed, he can get his phone back if there's no incriminating evidence, or maybe after trial or when he gets out of jail. But you're toast.
Was there a crime committed here tonight?
Because you guys are not law enforcement, we can't use that for probable cause.
What's any different than?
I'm just telling you. Let
me ask you the question.
Sure, ask me.
What's any different than when I drive to Orange County, and I have 90 something people arrested off the exact same evidence that I provide?
Have a good night, Don. The kid makes a good point. If you call in and there's a domestic and there's bruises on both, you're both going to prison. But the police officers witness that. They're not there to run a criminal court. They may have enough cause to take the phones based on a complaint that you're making. Just like they'll take photographs. They don't take the cars, right? They take the evidence, they measure, they take photographs, and then they make an assessment and ticket the person who is responsible, and then you're both free to go on your own recognizance. This is very much like that. They've taken the evidence that is needed in order for the detective to take the formal complaint you're making, and they have enough that, but they're not going to arrest him based upon your word when there is no victim in this. And Tina can tell me that I'm right or wrong. Hey, Jesus donated $5 late, but it's okay. Saw so little on Fort Stewart. Evening, Dumb Show friends. We're going to talk a little bit about Fort Stewart. I have to. I just don't have a lot of information. But this is something I just want you guys to understand. This is what a pedo looks like. These people are fucking dangerous. Okay? These people need to be removed. These people are in our colleges. They're in our schools. These people are groomers, and they are completely dangerous.
That's probable cause of 2 felonies being committed, and people get charged in Orange County all the time. So what is that?
We're not Orange County.
Oh, is California law any different than in San Diego County versus
Our
Orange
policy and
County?
procedures
That's not
are
what I
different.
asked you.
I understand what you
is
asked
the
me.
Calif-
I'm explaining it to you.
Well, that's not my answer.
I'm not going to go back and forth with you, sir. I'm not.
You're not going to have a conversation?
No, I'm having a conversation. I've
My
had a
question
conversation with you this whole time.
is California
I'm telling
law
you-
differently in Orange County
I'm
versus San Diego County?
you-
Do you understand how bad this is going to look?
That's fine. You can upload whatever you want to
No.
I'm telling
Do you
what
understand
our
how bad
policy-
this is going to look?
Yeah, that's fine.
So you're telling me that you
I'm
can't
telling
find
you
you're telling me
what
that
our
you
policy
can't
and
find
procedures
probable
are.
cause of a crime being
telling you
committed.
what our policy
But when
and
I go
procedures
60
are.
miles north, I'm
And
aware
then-
of your policies
okay,
and procedures.
And this is what I was instructed to do.
Right,
So that's
and I'm
what we're
asking
gonna
you
do
a
today,
question.
okay?
So when I go 60 miles north, yo, Nazard.
So, lesson to be told. Here it is. Don't argue with an officer in a ticket. Don't argue with an officer in a domestic dispute. Don't argue with an officer when your entire channel is running to catch pedos, because you had a much better chance of soliciting the station before you even went and got the guy. Because more than likely that station in San Diego, because county law and city law can be different from state law. It's just the way it works. Cities, municipalities have different, townships have different procedure. They have to interpret the law the same way, but how they execute that law can be done differently. And although arrests very well be made, there will be a warrant placed out for him after the investigation is concluded based upon the evidence you've provided. What you want is you want to skip that process and just arrest him. That's not the way it works, at least there. It may happen that way in Orange County. It would happen that way in Virginia. Cops would throw him on the ground and arrest him. You just have to understand that. And if you're going into that town and you even admitted you knew the policy, well, maybe you shouldn't be such a sanctimonious little dick about it. Maybe you should try and possibly go to them and say, do I have enough for an arrest? And they'll say, no, you don't. So maybe what you do is you have the conversation with the guy, you get the video and you turn it over to the detectives and you follow up. And you use your amazing channel to apply pressure to that department. That's what I would do. What? That's me. I have respect for law enforcement. And I'm not going to sit there and throw a hissy fit because they don't do my bidding. You could make a citizen's arrest, but I'll tell you right now, you knew that if you did, you probably would have gotten sued. So it's not like you're Mr. Hyde. I'm not coming out. Listen, I can despise the pedophile, but I can also look at this guy and know that he's an internet, hotshot, and he's trying to get clicks, because you could have made a citizen's arrest. If your shit was so hot and you had a lock tight, why didn't you arrest him? Just place him under a citizen's arrest. Well, because you know what would have happened. That's why. So don't expect the cops to put their lives and their job in jeopardy as well. It's not that I agree with it. Here's another internet cloutster. I will never say, I have never said these words in my life. I've had a fairly big following on Facebook for quite a while. That's moved up 18, right? That's good. It's not bad. So I've had a little internet clout, not a lot, 250,000 people. That's pretty good. That's a lot. Whole network's 300,000. That's a good network. I go out in public and there's people who recognize me. It's good. I've seen my shirts. In fact, somebody of you guys tell me to keep interviewing. Shadow, someone in Canada. What's his name? Don Shadow or Shodo or something like that. Who my Canuck people? Who the hell is that? Shodo, Shadow. What's his name? I'm waiting for their answer. He used one of my he literally went on my page and he stole one of my images and he used it and didn't give me any credit. Nice guy. All he had to do was share my post if he loved it. He didn't need to do that. Yeah, he took that today and he changed the words and expanded it and gave me no credit for it. That's okay. At least he left my tag on the bottom. Yeah, but you guys have been trying to get me on him to come on my show and stuff, and that's a great first impression. All you had to do is share my shit. I mean, that's cool, right? Big accounts do that, but I don't know. His name's Shadow or something like that. He's a podcaster up in Canada. And, I'm not butthurt over it. I'm just saying, it would be nice. share my shit. But anyway, okay, moving on. So this guy is on an airline, and I've got experience in both of these, right? A little bit of the police side as a victim and a survivor of assault. And now this, which is I was a smoker. I never smoked on a plane. I went to vape. I did vape on a plane. It doesn't work, by the way. Pressurized cabin and vaping is not good. It leaks like a sieve. So here, a Patriot, I know you do. Thank you for sharing. But this is a guy who's smoking on a plane. He gets. I'm feeling better, by the way. It's just a day. It's been a shitty day. So thank you guys. I'm trying to keep it moving forward. Keep it positive. I just don't want to do the grind tonight. Hey guys, we're $140 away. I hate doing that shit. I hate it. I just love it when it goes smooth. I love it when we're like 8:30, boom, we hit goal. And then I don't have to talk about it. That is the greatest, because we're going to hit it, but it's like pulling teeth to get it. It's like, I don't want to do that. I just want it to show up and just move on. But, hope in one hand, shit in the other, see what fills up first. Here's this video. This guy is a provincial putz. Completely. I've got 25,000 followers. Do you know who I am? Don't touch me. I guess this guy is a pickleball instructor for big name celebrities and stuff. And this is his reaction. I just wanted to show you that I showed you one thing and this is another. And one is on one side of the equation. And here's the guy that's on the other. Here it is. Loretta donated. Loretta, look at you. 2110. All grown up. You're all grown up. You're all grown up. Thank you, Loretta. Good job.
It's a hazardous fire.
But I was actually sitting on the toilet and you were opening the door.
I don't care.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
You can keep saying you're sorry, but I'm here about all these
Yes,
cats.
I got it. Yes.
Okay, so it'll be on you, and I see you're recording.
That's fine.
Right
You're not
now.
allowed to do that. Did you put your hands on me? She just put her hands on me.
She did
yes,
not.
she did. She put her hands on me. She tried to grab my phone.
Dude.
No, but
Bro, you got caught smoking. You're caught, okay? Just take the fine or you're going to get banned and never fly again. I mean, seriously, it's kind of like Vegas. Once you get put in the black book, you're out of all casinos. The same things with airlines. They all share. If you get banned from one, you're banned from all. That's just the way it works. You don't want to be on a no-fly list, bro. You already frost your hair. That's enough. You've done enough.
yes, but she put her hands on me. I have a lawyer. I am a lawyer.
I am a lawyer? Oh, come on, dude. You're a pickleball coach. You're not a lawyer. Any more than I'm a Chippendales dancer. Hollandaise sauce, $36.55. Tipping a glass of whiskey for you, sir. Oh, me too, buddy. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, sir. Everybody knew. They knew. Little lemonade workout shake. Ooh. Oh, that's good. That's actually good. It's kind of like a Long Island iced tea without 3 of the essential ingredients. Much better. Here's the rest.
I am a lawyer. Yes, I'm sorry, but you do not put your hands on me. You do not put your hands on me. You do not put your hands on.
Dude, you are come on, man. You're making Asians look bad. You know Kung Fu or something, I'm sure.
I have 25,000 followers. I have 25,000 followers that are going to watch.
Dude, I've had 25,000 people unfriend me. I mean, come on. That's actually, my unfollows are pretty good. I don't know if you guys know this, but we've got one of the best ratios. I think something's going big. I don't know what it is. Oh, I had a post that went to 1.5 million viewers. Should have made me, I don't know, $250, $300. Yeah, Facebook didn't pay me anything on it. I'm drinking Bullet. It was within reach. Bullet bourbon. It's good. Sweet. It's not a Southern Comfort style, but it's good. It's good whiskey. A little sweeter. I like it. When I'm going to drink it with something sweet, I like it. But so something is going a little viral for us. Okay. 25,000 followers. But to get back to the point, out of the 250,000 people that we've had follow the show, our unfollows are like 0.002%. I think in entirety, over the entire 5 years of the site, out of 250,000 people, I think we've had under 2,000 people unfollow us. That is an incredible ratio. That is really good. Just let you know, we don't get a lot of unfollows. Like we might get 2 or 3 a week. It's so that's good. That means people like our stuff.
Yes, I know. That's my bad. Yes, you did. You pulled it right over my chest. Yes, I have it on video.
I think I have a new drink. It's BCAAs, so it's amino acids, and it's an orange citrus flavor. It's really good. It tastes like orange juice, but like the Donald Duck orange juice with whiskey. It's actually delicious. It's a very good mix. Paul Rivera, 2110. Wish I could take us to goal for now just a little bit. Come on, dummies. No, dude, it means the world. We're $60 shy, folks.
I was recording. So do you want me to release this, or you want to say sorry to me right now? Say sorry. Do not touch me. You do not get to touch a passenger. And I was in the restroom. You were opening the door.
Shut the
No.
I just wish she would punch him. Just bloody his nose. Just...
No. I'm actually going to call the police when I get back to the ground on you. Yes, you do not put your hands on a...
No, I don't drink. JD donated 10. Cheers to you, brother. Right there for you. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. No, I don't drink. I'm on a date. I don't drink. That's the first glass of whiskey I've probably had since the last glass of whiskey I had, which was over a year ago. How long ago was it since Leroy was here? That was in March. I haven't had a glass of whiskey since March. No, I had a Yeah, I had a glass at when we went to the Mill restaurant. Yeah. So that's the last. I have maybe 3 glasses of whiskey a year. I'm not a big drinker anymore. I used to be. I used to be a fish, not anymore. And I'm not a mean drunk. I just get relaxed. I get calm. See, I have a super high metabolism. I metabolize alcohol, pain medication, Novocaine. Like, Dennis has to literally, like, they're like, dude, if I give you more Novocaine, you're going to have a heart attack. I metabolize alcohol. So, like, I can have 2 or 3 shots and a few beers, and I'll be sober in an hour. It's pathetic. And in college, it was great because I was always a designated driver. I could literally drink. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was pulled over. And I should have blown, but I metabolize alcohol so damn fast. I really do. And it's still in my blood system. So I wasn't over the legal limit, but out of everybody, I was sober. And you're like, come on, no, you weren't. Yes, I was. You can ask Olivia. She has no idea how it works. But I literally will get a hangover while I'm drinking. If I don't continue to drink, I'll get a hangover. It's the weirdest shit in the world. Same thing with Novocaine, same thing. And that's why I ate OxyContin and hydrocodone for breakfast.
Passenger, you do not put your hands on a passenger.
Yeah, I've got Buffalo Trace right over there. But I've also got my buddy's distillery whiskey right over here too. And that's a very sweet, it's got a very Southern Comfort taste to it. It's very sweet. It's got maple and honey. It's delicious. Oh God, it's so good. I'm going to try to spend some time this week of getting the possible concert going on. So we got to do some work on that.
Over me, you tried to grab my phone. You assaulted me. She assaulted me. This flight attendant assaulted me, everybody. This flight attendant assaulted me. She put her hands on me. It doesn't give you the right to put your hands on me. It doesn't. You can't tell me not to record.
It's a
I mean, in the scheme of things, I understand that it's not that big of a deal to show you that, but people really have become bitches. If I got caught smoking in the bathroom, I'd say, whoops, you caught me. Did I tell you how lovely you look in that scarf? Just dazzling. Sir, what are you doing? I think you know what I'm doing. And I think I got caught. So what can I do to get back to my seat with the least amount of embarrassment? And whatever it is, I'll do it. If you want me to get on the PA and write some sort of sonnet to your loveliness, I'll be happy to do that. Or I'll just promise I'll never do it again. And I've never done anything so stupid. And I really, really just want to go sit down. How can we make that happen? That's what I would say. I would charm the shit out of her. Don't touch me. You can't touch me. I've got 250,000. I'll destroy you. I will wreck you. I will own your airline. I will fuck you. You fucker. Come on. Give me a break. What a putz. Megyn Kelly was right. Megyn Kelly's always right.
What do you think the final name?
Sounds very familiar. Megyn Kelly and I need to meet. We have a lot in common. We think alike. Watch this. Sean Ryan's show. This was a while ago. Who does this sound like? Listen to this. This is interesting. You guys will like this one.
Nail in the coffin will be.
If Trump wins again.
That'll be the end.
Yes, because they'll do the same thing they did the first time. Everything will be negative. He will be the devil incarnate. They will find their oppositional, media roots again, which they totally forgot during the Biden years. Hello? We have a whole White House press corps that didn't figure out he was being visited regularly by a Parkinson's doctor. Do you think they'd miss that with Trump? My point is they had no interest in finding out anything bad about Joe Biden. So I do think they'll just drive more people away. But they're already dying. Their ratings right now in primetime, they're pulling in 500,000. I mean, I know you dwarf that in your numbers, and I certainly do as well. Now they get maybe 1/4 of what they used to get. They make no news. They're totally irrelevant. What was the last news Savannah Guthrie made?
I have no idea.
Of course you don't. What was the last news big interview Robin Roberts had? Who knows?
I don't ever watch it.
Who has more influence, Wolf Blitzer or Ben Shapiro?
Ben Shapiro.
It's just a new world. They're well on their way to the end.
Megyn Kelly, spitting facts. I love her. She's just awesome. Drone update. I know you wanted it, so I'm going to give it to you. Folks, we are $50 away. Can I dance on a pole for you or something? Can I sing you a sonnet over the PA? I mean, what can I do? $50 shy. We were stringing some nights together. I mean, we were pushing 400 or 500s. It's okay. Just having a little bit of a lull. It's been a bad day. I didn't expect anything less. Donald Trump with an update.
Well, the election
update on the.
Do
you guys remember the drones? The drones that I told you about, that they were nothing and don't worry about it. Everything's cool. And I told you that they were military tests and civilians fucking with you guys. Remember when I told you that? Remember that? And you guys, come on, Matt, don't be so naive. I'm like, okay. I told you not to worry about the drones. I told you about Lahaina too. Lahaina was not a laser from Jews. And hubcaps do melt. They do. I know. Pine, Colorado. Plenty of neighbors' cars. Right down to the rims. Their hubcaps completely melted. Because the boiling point of metal is different than liquefying. Yeah. And when you're talking about a raging inferno with 65-mile-an-hour winds, it is literally a furnace. That's how the towers came down, by the way. Literally a furnace. I'm not going to get into it. All I need is one controlled demolition guide tonight. And that's it. I'm literally going to jump off my front porch. It's about 3 feet. I think it'll do the job. It'll take me out. I'm gonna just swan dive right off of it. You start that shit with a controlled demolition. Okay, maybe building 7. I'm not going to disagree with 7. It was massive intelligence hub of information. Everything east of Chicago was largest collection of intelligence in the world. Yes, building 7 makes sense. But anyway, moving on. Here's the update on drones. Enjoy this.
I wanted to ask you about drones. We had the issue in New Jersey before the election where there are all these people thought UFOs or
No. Only the people who thought that were the people who didn't watch my show.
Attack of.
I broke them all down. I showed you every drone. I told you if it was military grade or civilian grade. I explained the light systems. I crushed that period. I did more to destroy the drones myth than anyone. We crushed that coverage. Does everyone remember that? We killed it. We were right about all of it. It's a drone mothership from Iran. It's aliens. Yeah, aliens. They're using fucking FCC and FAA required lighting systems on their alien ships. Yes. Well, they're trying to blend in. You guys remember the video that Olivia made of the vultures? I'll try to find that.
Killer drones. And I believe you're doing something about.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I know who. I can't tell you who it was and what it was, but
Yeah.
I can't really tell you. I'd love to tell you actually, but it's not a big deal.
It's
But,
not something frightening.
No, but I just, so obviously it's something that I know about, and it's not a problem at all.
It was legal.
Oh yeah, that was legal.
I wanted to ask you about drones.
There it is, out of the president's mouth. He said he would release it, but he also said the Epstein files. Only a couple times, though, so you can't really hold that against him. Folks, military testing. The FAA put flight restrictions in certain areas. Those areas went over military bases. And this was in regards to what we were seeing in Russia, Ukraine, and Iran, where we need to up our drone game. So nothing better than using defense contractors to make that happen. And man, I really had some weight on me. Why didn't you guys tell me? Holy crap. I'm looking back a year ago and I got pretty pudgy. Why didn't you guys tell me? You should have let me know. Matt, you were getting fat. I look much better now. This is depressing me. This is making my day even worse. Thanks a lot. Oh, look at that. When was that? Wow. I'm much better now. That's when I had that was my testosterone shit. And my estrogen level just went completely fucking nuts. You guys remember that? And then was almost pre-diabetic and stuff. That was bad. That's why. That's what it was. Here's a picture. Holy crap. Look at that. Just there's no definition in that face. There's no line. It just got pudgy. Wow. Good to know. Little self-reflection. Anyway, there's your answer on the drones. It's nothing. Folks, 253.48. We're right there. We're halfway there. Whoa, we're living on a prayer. Please, I want to go. It's 9 o'clock. I deserve it. I've been late every night. Hey, by the way, RussiaGate. You guys know Paul Morrow? I want to have him on the show.
South Florida. No.
He was on, he's on the 5. I really like him. His name's Paul Morrow. He's a straight shooter. The camera adds 10 pounds. Yeah, but I was puffy because it was all the testosterone and the estrogen and shit. And I put on like 15, 20 pounds of water weight. I remember. It's okay. I got rid of it. Feeling good. Feeling happy. Not right where I want to be, but hey, I'm not bad for 51. Okay. Here is Paul Morrow. This is a good one. RussiaGate. Folks, please, somebody donate. God, for God's sakes, let me off. Let my people go. Oh, yeah. Want to be free. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows but dummies. Get me out of here. Please, please get me out of here. Send me home. Send me packing. Somebody make my night. Punch my ticket. Let's go. Get me out of here. All right. Here's Paul Morrow. I like this guy. I want to get him on the show. He's only got like 14,000 followers. He should have a shit ton more. He's a smart guy. I really like him. Here it is.
Hey guys, Paul Morrow here for the Ops Desk. Still up on vacation in Maine, but I want to do a quick video regarding something that's breaking news and hasn't really hit the mainstream yet, but I think it's gonna. Reportedly, the investigation into John Brennan, James Comey, potentially Hillary Clinton, even potentially Barack Obama, that DOJ investigation, which is now going to a grand jury, has achieved venue in South Florida. Now, that sounds very lawyerly, but what does it mean? It means that the grand jury that's going to judge all of this is going to be comprised of residents of South Florida. Now, the more obvious venue at the federal level here everybody assumed was likely going to be Washington, D.C., or maybe New York, where Trump had the residence in Trump Tower, or maybe the Eastern District of Virginia, all having to do with where the activities of various members of the federal agencies that are accused here were actually taking place. By achieving venue in Florida, which almost certainly is going to be challenged, but let's say it holds up, that means that the grand jury sitting in judgment of all the accused here that I've just mentioned is going to be comprised of South Florida residents. And that's a much more conservative and Trump-friendly group than you would have had in a liberal jurisdiction like Washington, D.C., which is extremely blue. And that means that there's a very good chance we're going to get indictments, which means there's a very good chance if it ever went to trial, you could get convictions, which means you could get flips because people don't want to get convicted and go to jail. So playing all of this out, this is an early victory in this DOJ case, and it is not an insignificant one. Now, let's see how the reporting goes. I am reporting on first blush stuff that I am reading and hearing, but if this is indeed accurate and the case is done down in Florida, the whole roster of characters I just named, to include potentially Barack Obama, who has that problem we've been talking about on the Ops Desk. If you haven't read it, you have to read the legal editor article that we have up. Barack Obama is in a tough spot. He has to testify and he has to talk because of the immunity that he has. You should check that out. But this case is really moving.
All right. I will just be honest with you. None of these people are going to jail. I'll be surprised if any of this makes it to discovery. I'll be surprised. These people will plea it down. These people will put this into past statute of limitations. They will stalwart. They'll get defense. The one thing is with immunity, Obama, unless it's an actual court and a grand jury subpoenas him, it more than likely will not be an open court. It's going to be an affidavit. A lot of this stuff is going to be put behind the scenes. I agree with him that it's good. But in the end, a grand jury is a grand jury. And they do have to work within the confines of the law. And the one benefit that you can say is that it's all prosecutorial evidence. There's no defense. Now, the prosecution will call the defendant in and could depose them, but that's not shown to the jury. They basically are just, is there enough for an indictment with a grand jury? And if there is, then now we're moving forward. Do I think Barack Obama's going to get arrested? No. Do I think Hillary Clinton's going to get arrested? No. Do I think Biden's going to get arrested? No. Do I think that there's a chance that Comey and Brennan and Tapper could face some sort of legal bell toll? Maybe. But I wouldn't put the farm on it. And the reason why is because it's never happened before. And Hillary Clinton should be in jail for the rest of her life. And the fact that didn't happen, I have very little faith. And you shouldn't have faith either. So let's just see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. These people are all lawyers. They're smart. They cover their tracks. A lot of time has passed. He just said it. Obama has immunity. He can't be held accountable for anything while in office, and Donald Trump made sure of that. So he doesn't have immunity from some sort of signed agreement. He still can't testify against himself, and they can't force him to testify against himself. That's just not the way it works. He can plead the fifth. He has every right to plead the fifth. And the immunity deal that people get in exchange for not being charged with something is not the same thing that the president sits under. The president has qualified immunity on anything that was in the capacity of his office. Donald Trump, that's why these cases didn't go forward with Trump. So think about that. Something to think about. Hey, Ethan, you got those? Sorry, we're trying to... Looks like we got one donation here. Folks, I got to go. I want to cover the shooting. I don't think I put that on the comments because it hasn't been 24 hours, and I want to wait and get some info. And I think that's a conversation for tomorrow, and that's going to put me in an hour. And I'll be honest with you, I just think I need to pop smoke and go. We're not going to hit gold tonight, and I really just don't want to stick around anymore, if that's okay. It's been a long night. I'm already 15 past the hour, and I didn't want to get caught up in this, and I don't want to stay 45 minutes for $50 at this point. Need it, but don't need it that bad because I just don't want to do it. So can you guys let me off the hook, and we can talk about it tomorrow, and then I can follow the rule of 24 and giving it some time. That would help. I think I'd rather do that. Tim Cook. Yeah, I met Tim Cook when I was at Apple, and it was shortly after Steve Jobs died, and I was at an interview for Store Leader, and you had to meet the head of retail, and a couple of other people. You had to actually go to Cupertino and interview. So Tim Cook was walking out the front, and he walked by me, and I said, "Mr. Cook." He turns around, and he's like, "Yeah." He pointed his finger at me. I said, "Matt Spear, Albuquerque, New Mexico." He's like, "Matt Spear, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I love Albuquerque. I love that store. How are you?" Shook my hand, said hello, and I don't know, just took a few seconds with me, and that was it. And then I got Steve Jobs in an elevator. And I also also at conference about a year after a Store Leader, they did a panel. Johnny Ive was there, Tim Cook, Angela Aretz, all of them, CEO of finance, everybody. And I got to ask on a mic a question. And I asked all 5 of them if there was one thing that you would change tomorrow about the company that wouldn't take us past budget or put us in fiscal danger with investors or delay a launch or whatever it would be, and you could snap your fingers, what would you change today? And they took 45 minutes, all 5 of them, to answer the question and said, that is an amazing question. And it was literally, my daughter was born a couple days before, and I left and I went to this conference because it was so important. And Tim Cook said to me, he's like, "Congrats," because I said, my daughter was born, everyone applauded. $51.99, Paul, cheers. Thank you, brother. Love you. And Tim Cook says, "Congratulations on your baby. You shouldn't be here." And I said that this was important enough for me to be here, and my daughter would want me to be here, and I'll be with her in the next day or two. And it was a really good event. So yeah, I've met Tim Cook and I've spoken to him. Oh, and I wrote him 2 emails. And he answered both. One was when he was on Senate oversight, or he spoke in front of the Senate or Congress. And I think it was about net neutrality or privacy. And I told him how proud I was of him. And I sent him like a 2-sentence, "Mr. Cook, it doesn't, not a lot of times that you have to be not only proud to work for the company you work with, but also the people who lead your company. And I just wanted to say, as a stockholder and as an employee, I'm very proud of you." And he wrote me back like a 7-8 paragraph email. You know, by that time he understood what this store had done. We had been number 1 in the world in customer service satisfaction in NPS for like 4 years running. We beat out Hong Kong. We beat out Los Angeles, New York. I mean, everywhere. Bakersfield, California, number 1 customer service NPS in our volume category. And then our employee satisfaction was also number 1 in the world. So by that time, he knew who you were. And then I think I sent him something. I provided him some feedback on the Apple Watch. I did. And I sent him feedback on the Apple Watch that the Milanese loop kept pulling hair. So anybody who is a man who had hair on his arms, tomorrow will be a brighter day, Matt. Thank you, Deirdre. I love you. You're the best. And that the Milanese loop, and I got to test and beta test the Apple Watch. I had the Apple Watch before it was released. I could only wear it at home. I couldn't be photographed with it. I took a photograph one time on the phone, and Olivia had it, and we had to delete the picture because I forgot to take the watch off. And then I went to the training conference of being a trainer and being a training store to sell it. We sold the 24 karat gold watch at our location in our store. And yeah, so I got to see the Apple Watch about 8 months before the general public did. So I miss Apple. I loved Apple. I wish I didn't destroy that career, because I did. I destroyed it. It was my fault. And the drugs and the oxy and the hydro had a hold of me, and I didn't know how to let go, and it destroyed my career. Literally destroyed my career. And then I just resigned. I resigned in shame. I felt like that guy smoking in the bathroom. I couldn't go back and look at my team. I just couldn't. Because once I got sober and got clean and lost the weight and had my surgeries, and I started to recover and come out of the fog, and the analgesic rebound wore off, and I started sleeping again, and the dopamine, the natural production started happening, and I was able to see through what I was doing to myself. I had let so many people down. I resigned and did my 5 years at Apple and took off. So anyway, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to spend some time on the Fort Stewart shooting. They have some information on him. I've got some information on him. And I've got an opinion. And our military bases should be some of the most secure in the world. And if a lone shooter can come in and do that, imagine what a lone country who wants to do things. Tough night at work, but at least I got to listen to the dumb show. Thanks, Matt. Love you, Frank. So imagine if a foreign group came in with 10 strong, fully armed, Russian style, like that opera house. What would happen? So I want to process this. I want to do some reading. Because it's military, I would not feel good about doing this, considering that we're still in the fog of war. But I promise you tomorrow I will be in depth, and I will give you what you deserve, if that's okay. I lost my business in the first 3 years. The same shit as Matt. It's a very hard kick. Oh, yeah, I loved Apple. I've got it. I don't think anyone knows this. I got an Apple tattoo. That was my first tattoo. Wanda Reed, $50. Wanda, go rest and relax, Matt. Knowing you hit goal. Thank you, Wanda. I love you. You guys are amazing. My first tattoo was an apple. So I had got hired, and I was being trained as a new store leader. I had been a senior manager in Albuquerque in 6 months and did really well. And I had been in retail my whole life. And a senior manager really translates to like a district manager position. And I was a DM. So I was Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, but I was also Ultimate Electronics and Game Crazy Hollywood Video and stuff. So I had a lot of hardline experience with electronics. So I needed softline. So I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and it worked. And the moment I put that on my resume, Apple came knocking. They recruited me. And I was being recruited by Facebook and Amazon at the same time. So I had Apple, Facebook, and Amazon all recruiting me at the same time. I was in the interview process with all three. Oh, and Starbucks. Starbucks was the first to fall. They had me in the job offer phase, and then they went with an internal candidate. They did that to me 3 times over a decade. I will fuck Starbucks. So I never, ever again. But Amazon, Facebook, and Apple were all recruiting me at the same time. So while I was working at Wexler, Apple was coming hard, and they were coming hard, and Facebook was really coming hard, and Amazon was kind of like meh. The reason why is the person who I worked with was their president of video game design and wanted me to come on, and we didn't have a really good relationship, so he wasn't coming that hard, but Facebook was. Facebook wanted me on there for market integration of how to integrate Facebook into multiple operating systems like Mac, like Windows, and I was versed in both, and how to sell that in a retail environment, how Facebook could get involved in the retail sales game. So they were coming hard, and they were offering me big money, and it was much more. I think I was making like $87,000 a year at Bed Bath, and Facebook was offering 3 times that much, but Apple was also offering 3 times that much. So I had like graduated in the retail game. Oh, Pamela, Sherry, just stop. Fucking bots are everywhere tonight. What is going on with the bots? Should be able to get her. Bots. Where'd she go? Damn it, they're shifty tonight. They're blocking me first, and then they're... oh, fuck it. Who cares? So anyway, so Facebook was coming at me pretty hard. I like that, but I would have had to move to Frisco. And no. I didn't want to move to Frisco, and I didn't want to go to Cupertino, and I wasn't going to. And I knew the store that I wanted to go to, and it was in New Mexico. So, and I wanted to get out of New Mexico, and I knew that I wasn't going to go anywhere. I was never going to be a regional for Bath and Body Works because I didn't pee sitting down, number one. So well, it's interesting. I turned down Apple too. So this is a good story. I'm going to finish this. So I went through some interviews, and I was literally in Tucumcari, New Mexico, and I was coming home from a store, and Apple called me, and I pulled over. Her name was Jean Rowe. She was just a very nice woman, very, very kind, loving, kind woman. And I was sitting on the side of the road, and I had this interview. It's the best interview I've ever given in my life. Best interview I've ever had in my life. And it was over the phone. It was just perfect. It was a perfect interview. I couldn't have done any better. And I could hear it in her voice because I had hired tens of thousands of people since then. And I was like, well, Apple's looking interesting. Do I really want to go work? I mean, it is the Yale and Harvard of retail. Once you haven't done retail until you've done Apple retail. There's nothing like it in the world. So I did the interview, and I went back to my boss, and her and I weren't getting along. She didn't love me. She's a sweet lady. Yvonne is her name, Yvonne Stewart, and I love her to death. And she's so awesome. And it's interesting. I shared this to my page. Maybe she's watching, but just a loving, kind lady. But I think she knew that this wasn't my gig. I was military. I was kind of rough. I wasn't really easy to get along with. I was super motivated, and they were all about inclusive team and bonding, and it just wasn't me. Like I'm a lone. Just have me go fix what's broken, hire a new staff. I'll get you your KPIs, and then I'll celebrate Rookie of the Year, and then we'll fucking drink. That's not what she wanted and what she needed, and she was right. So I just went to her and I said, "This is what I'm going to do. I don't feel like I fit in with this team," and I didn't. They all hated my guts, and I said, Apple's looking good. So Apple called me. And like I said, I think I was making $87,000, had my own laptop, internet was paid for, I had bonus, and I had my own vehicle, gas card, and a P card. So like by the $125,000 when all said and done, right? So when I went to Apple, I knew I was coming in as a senior manager, which was a demotion for me. But when you go to Apple, it's really 2 levels below is where you're at. So if you're a DM and you come in as a senior, you're right where you need to be. If you're a VP and you come in as a store leader, you're in a good spot. So that's the way it always worked. Like I had store leaders who were vice presidents for other companies. So I knew it was going to be a demotion in title, but I didn't know as far as pay. So they called me, and as a senior, they made me a job offer. They said, listen, you're the guy. You're the guy. Doug wants you. We want you. We want you to come in. And they offered me 85. And I'm like, what? I can't take 85. That's less than I'm making out. I don't get a car. I don't get a laptop. I don't get a P card. Don't have gas card. I don't have bonus. They're like, well, we'll give you overtime. And I said, I'm not going to an hourly rate. What do you mean the 85 is not guaranteed? I said, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I would go talk to my wife, but I already know what she's going to say. And there's no way I can take it. And she's like, Matt, are you sure? This is Apple. Do you understand? I think you're making a mistake. I don't think you understand how our pay scale works. I don't think you understand about stock options. And I said, no, I can't do it. I can't take the hit. And she's like, Matt, that is such a shame. And we'll keep your name on file. And if you're ever interested, just let us know. And I said, okay. I fucking turned down Apple. You don't understand what that is. That's like turning down going to the Yankees. I mean, it's Apple. And they came at me hard. Like they sent me a candle and a bag and a bunch of stuff, baby stuff in it, and diapers. Crazy. And I still turned them down. So it was Ethan who was born, by the way, not Hayden. Sorry. Yes, no, it was Hayden. Sorry, I'm getting my timelines messed up. There's a lot of drugs. So I turned down Apple, and I call the recruiter at Facebook, and they're like, "Well, we're really excited to talk to you. What do you think? Here's what we're doing. Here's your onboarding. This is what it will look like." And I'm like, "I got to take it. I got to take fucking Apple or Facebook." And something that the recruiter said to me just pissed me off. It was like something paraphrased. Once we get you ironed out and get some of the kinks, you're going to be really successful at Facebook. And I said, what? Like, well, you know, there's just some polish we need to do. Some polish? Have you heard me speak, lady? I mean, have you heard me motivate a team? What you know, and I didn't say that, but I'm thinking this, and I'm just like, I don't understand what you're saying. Before we move forward, can you please tell me what your expectations? I mean, like, oh, Matt, we're not saying that. There's a certain way Facebook does things. I said, I know, but then that would be normal onboarding process and assimilation to the new company. You're saying that there's something specifically about me that needs to be ironed out, and I'd like to know what that is before I come in to see if it's possible. Frederick, why do you keep spamming the like button, the thumbs up button? Can you stop, please? Thanks. So it's just distracting the shit out of me. So I got off the phone, and I'm like, well, I just lost Facebook. I guarantee I lost Facebook. And the recruiter called back like an hour later, and she's like, Matt, you know, such a great interview and so good to know, but we just want to let you know we've decided not to move forward. And I'm like, realize that iron isn't going to work out, huh? And she's like, oh, Matt, that's not it. And I said, yeah, I think that's it. And I hung up. Didn't talk to Facebook again. And yeah, it's burning a bridge. But I had gotten to a point where, like, I had spent 20 years in the minors. I don't try out, right? I felt like Bull Durham. And I was cocky as fuck. And I swear to God, when I hung up the phone, 5 minutes later, I get a phone call. And I don't recognize it. No idea what it is. But I do know a name. I don't know the name of the person because there is no name of the company. But it just says 707, I think is what it was, which is Northern California, around not Tucumcari, but Salida and Cupertino and Vacaville and all that. So I answered the phone and I said, hi, who's this? And she goes, hi, this is the person I'm not going to mention. And I'm with Human Resources, and I'm with the hiring department with Apple. And I'm like, you know, because I know the name. And I'm like, hi. And they're like, Matt, I'm here to call you because Gene called and Sandy called and Doug had called, and we were just absolutely devastated to hear that you weren't going to take the job at Apple. And we wanted to make a counteroffer and do something we've never done before. And what's funny was we all had to sit around and talk about this because we had never had anyone turn us down before. So we didn't know how to make a counteroffer. We've had people negotiate salary, but nobody's just flat out said no like that this far in the interview process. And we want to say we really commend your courage for knowing what you're worth. And we want to offer you undisclosed amount with this many stock options and blah, 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 blah. And my mouth hit the floor. Like I literally, what? And it was life-changing. So I went to Olivia. I told her, and she's like, are you fucking kidding me? And I said, yes. And she goes, take it now. And I took it. And I went to Apple. And 6 months later, I was promoted to store leader, which is unheard of. Fastest senior to store leader transfer ever. And took over the Bakersfield store. And 5 years spent with Apple. And that was it. So there's your story. And I stayed longer than I thought I would. Want to say thank you for the people who made us hit goal and helped us hit goal. It means a lot. Today was a bad day. I promise I'll do better tomorrow. Just didn't have it tonight. Just felt really like I kind of set myself up for not a great show. So I apologize. But tomorrow I'll make sure I give you a good one. We're going to go into Fort Stewart. We're going to dive into a whole bunch of other stuff. And we'll spend some time together. See you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Leroy, I don't know if he's back. I don't think he is. I might be running solo again. So it's just, Amy is doing one thing and Olivia is doing the other, and everyone's busy, and my little old self. So we're going to need your phone calls tomorrow. Call in, help us out. If Leroy's not here, and if he is, it'll be great to see our good friend Leroy. See you guys tomorrow at 7 o'clock. God bless. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.